Spartan life coach now is repetition compulsion. My father wanted a little philosopher and my mother wanted a psychoanalyst. I was made this by highly narcissistic parents who would only give me any semblance of attention. I was made this. Spartan life coach is in its own historical arc, and there's certain things I can't talk about because the audience isn't ready for it. They just can't deal with it. And
why do you think they're not ready for it? What's distasteful, or is it not allowed to be talked about? Is it too vulnerable?
There's a sort of a thing I've managed to get my head around intuitively, like where the majority of people are up to there, and they're in, like, the majority is in a certain place in their own process, and this is just too far ahead. This is like black belt material for white
black belt level stuff.
Yeah,
so advanced.
Yeah.
Is it too painful?
It could be too painful, mate. It could be. Like, to hear that, nobody wants to hear, hey, you've lost out on the best years of your life because you had a fucked up childhood. Okay, thank you and good night. How do you sugarcoat that? How do you, it's hard. So I am going to do it, and I'm prepping the ground for it, but it's the way I do it. I have to be careful. And to be honest with you, it's become, I'm aware that as much as I have exposure there, it's actually quite a confined space because it has this weight, it has a gravity, and you kind of have to go along with it.
That's an interesting angle that could be useful for people in the group, that the confined space aspect of it being a sort of public celebrity or a YouTube person. Does it create a sort of reverse codependence where you're sort of trapped by the audience or their expectations and comfort level, or am I reading it wrong?
Yeah, no, you're actually very, very on the money, probably more than you realize. I'm writing a book at the moment, a semi-autobiographical, about overcoming CPTSD, narcissistic abuse, and codependence. And I've realized that Spartan Life Coach started as one thing, but now is basically me reliving the, what is it called? Repetition compulsion to please my mother. I was my mother's priest. I was my mother's psychotherapist. And the average age of the women who follow me is the ages at which my mother used me when I was a kid. And I wrote this on this couch 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking not do this shit anymore. Because I'm in a Spartan life coach now is repetition compulsion. I'm speaking to people who about a subject that I'm no longer massively interested in, because that's what they want. So it's now a new manifestation of childhood trauma.
So with all your knowledge and your self-healing, you're still falling into traps of repeating the same patterns of your childhood.
I would say this, like we look at the overwhelming majority of mental health issues, and once you start dealing with your health, you drop drugs, prescription or recreational, you drop alcohol, you eat better, you deal with your emotional flashbacks, a ton of that just drops. It goes. Codependency for children who were raised in bad environments is tough.
So for someone who's an audience of the experts or even your teaching tools, wouldn't it be easy for those codependents to externalize you as their parent and just fall into the same trap? Right,
exactly. Which is why I have to fight so hard. So I can't talk about this because they're desperate for me to be their cult leader. Yes. And I'm desperate for that not to happen. So I don't want them attaching to me. So I have to not say everything that I want to say. I have to give them enough stuff in a format that keeps them not attaching to me. I didn't sign up for this, man. I just wanted to teach some self-defense guys and soldiers how to fucking do better in there. To just learn how to say no. But it's become this whole other thing now.
Last night I had a conversation and someone said that, are you happy running the meetup? Why aren't you putting your needs first? And then I sort of shared your same experience of being trapped by the system, where the other people's capability of being hearing it or following, I have to meet that.
Right. So if it's a choice, it's fine. But if it's neurotic, it's not fine. It's not at the point where we're going, oh, I want to do this, but I feel way more comfortable and way less stressed if I'm doing what other people want. Then you're still trying to please mummy. You're still trying to please daddy.
Yeah. So if you fall into the role of being a codependent, and then you lose yourself because you're afraid of pissing people off to the point where you just kill your needs, suffocate your needs, then that's to the extreme of codependence.
Yeah.
But there's still this codependence level where even you having the mantle and the experience, you have to face this energy of those people wanting you to be their cult leader.
Yes. Yes.
You have to spend an inordinate amount of energy dealing with that, or not?
I don't. I mean,
or you have to silence yourself or limit yourself.
And like from 2017 to now, this has been my primary focus for me personally in my own growth and my own healing. So I don't expend an awful lot of energy on it. I did. The reason why 2017 was important was because I did it so much. I got very, very sick. I went to America and I did 3 seminars in the major cities of America and was traveling for a month. And then at the end of that, my ear turned black and I got shingles in my ear and in the facial nerve because I was so exhausted. And it was, they said to me, you could have full facial paralysis and lose the hearing in one ear. And I was like, okay, I need to have a little rethink about this. Yeah. So from there, I have gotten better. It's just recently the latest thing, like literally 2 days ago, I was writing it down and I was like, ooh, I'm still there, man. I'm still being the psychoanalyst. I'm still being the priest, the confessor. And I don't know whether this is really, I am much more of I don't think this is naturally who I am. I think I'm quite a goofy, regular guy who just likes guy stuff. I like UFC and drinking with my mates and punching each other and just being a divvy. That's who I am. But I was made this by highly narcissistic parents who would only give me any semblance of attention. My father wanted a little philosopher and my mother wanted a psychoanalyst. So here I am.
Still continuing that role, right?
Yeah.
You can't get out.
Spartan life coach now is repetition compulsion. My father wanted a little philosopher and my mother wanted a psychoanalyst.
You can't get out. You can't get out.